A very good afternoon to you. Welcome you to the Under 20 Paramount Garments Tournament. And our hosts today are the Churchill. We are the home of the Bulldogs, the home of the Pit Bulls. But the match that's upcoming right now, we have Harare Sports Club Cubs versus Zimbiru Titans. And we're looking forward to a competitive, aggressive, and very physical encounter. And a quick rundown of the starting lineups for Harare Sports Club. We have Robert Ningomasha, we have Willie Munyawara, Leon Machudo, Sandile Sbanda, Blessing Kahuni, Keith Karedzera, Tasum Tasa, Bruno Guakua, co-captain. At 9 we have Dean Makweche, 10 Ryan Kasipo, 11 Tinashe Gweshe, and 12 we have Ricardo, 13 Herrick Fundisi, and Zain Kuraone, and at 15 we have Kaiman Rufaro. And the game has kicked off. I'll give you the lineup, Zimbiru Titans lineup as we go through the game. And there's a knock-on from the kickoff. Scrum down, Zimbiru Titans. Okay, it's Zimbiru Titans ball. And that's a decent shove there by Harare Sports Club. Nice step there from number 12 from Zimbiru, and that's a good kick. He's actually put the ball way back into the Sports Club 22. Fullback picked it up and actually attack. He also chips it over. Chases after his ball. Zimbiru 15 gets, and that's a solid hit there by Harare Sports Club. But ball went back in the tackle, and that's a line out. Harare Sports Club ball. Zimbiru Titans is lined up as Takura Freeman Mabaside, number 1, 2, Brave Mutangi, 3, Calvin Mutani, 4, Tinashe Marwira, 5, Delmet Tairewa, 6, Kudakwashe, 7, Tadeo Nashe, 8, Mr. Chebwanya, 9, Alex Munetsi, 10, Denzo Chari, 11, Leon Kawira, 12, Tendai Sango, 13, Nyasha Mawira, 14, Tadiwa Misoya, and 15, Atham Dande. Penalty there to Zimbiru Titans. And that's a quick tap. Good solid hit there by Harare Sports Club. They've been solid defensively. Ball recycled well by Zimbiru Titans. They still have possession of the ball. And they've been called to spread the ball wide. But good line speed by Harare Sports Club. And he's broken through first center. Oh, that was a good pass. But ball didn't stick into the hand. Ref is playing advantage. Knock on there by Zimbiru. Nice box kick taken there by Dean Makweche. Possession picked up by Zimbiru Titans. He's running out of his 22, but he's been snagged by Harare Sports Club defensively. Didn't hold up his weight. Ball tapped. Quick play there by Harare Sports Club. Try time. A moment where Zimbiru Titans switched off and they had the backs turned to the attacking team. And so opportunity was taken there by Harare Sports Club. Looking at the try scorer. That should be Dean Makweche. 5 points on the board for Harare Sports Club. Waiting for the conversion to come. So it's important when in defense that you don't give your back to the opposition. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a little cheeky scrum up who's going to be looking and watching. And the moment he sees that your back is towards him, he's going to snipe and you have to be back 10 yards. So I think this is a lesson lesson learned is that we have to retreat. Conversion not successful, so the scoreline remains at 5-0 in favor of Harare Sports Club.
Scoreline remains 5 HAC. Zimbiru.
And the goal for Zimbiru right now would be to spend as much time as they possibly can in the Harare Sports Club half, because it doesn't really help when you block down or you bog down in your particular half, because there is no way you're going to run 80, 90 meters, especially at this particular level of rugby. That was a horrible drop kick. Ball picked up by Harare Sports Club. That's a good break. Taken through. Nice counter-racking there by Zimbiru Titans. Ball knocked on there in the process. Penalty given. Ball picked up by Harare Sports Club on the charge. Nice recycling of the ball there. Ball shipped wide. Banner support, no support. Ball taken through there by Zimbiru Titans, but not before his foot went into touch. Line out. Harare Sports Club ball. Welcoming you once again to Churchill High School, the home of the Bulldogs, the home of the Pit Bull, under 20 side. Five-man line out by Harare Sports Club. Ball taken. That's a beautiful ball taken down. Sports Club mauling the ball. Ref has indicated that there's a penalty advantage to Harare Sports Club. Zimbiru collapsing the maul. I think there's going to be a measured response or measured approach to this particular penalty that's been awarded to Harare Sports Club. And yes, indeed, they're up to go for touch. Beautiful touch finder there. By Ricardo. So Zimbiru now have to defend this particular line out, and the throw-in is going to be by Harare Sports Club. Can Harare Sports Club capitalize and add points? Ball not in straight, as deemed by the ref. Zimbiru up for the scrum. Now this is a defensive scrum for Zimbiru, so the key thing is to make sure that they do not lose possession and look at an exit kick out of their particular 22. So your goal is to play the game in the opposition half and not in your 22. Okay, angling in is a call by the ref. Penalty awarded against Harare Sports Club. Quick tap by Zimbiru. Shifts the ball wide. Nice step there. Finds his man, but ball lost in contact. Chip over there by Ricardo. No advantage gained by Harare Sports Club, so back to the scrum. There was a knock on there in the tackle. Ball knocked down by Zimbiru Titans. It's been a cagey affair so far, with Zimbiru Titans holding their own in a sense, and most of the possession, or rather most of the territory and possession, has been in favor of Harare Sports Club. Clean ball out, sent out number 12, Harare Sports Club. Does look goosey before he passes the ball. Goes down to contact. Recycled out number 10, 15 on the ball. Spreads out ball 14. Sports Club on the attack here. Ball recycled. And ball's been stolen by Zimbiru Titans there. Good defense of the ruck. And they do succeed in kicking the ball out. But ball picked up there by number 14 from Harare Sports Club. That's Zain Karandu. Still holds onto the ball. Nice step through. Pads being pulled down by Zimbiru. Stop him in any way possible. And there's a lot happening with, there's a lot of activity on the pitch right now from both teams. But it's chaotic. It's scrappy at the moment. I think both teams need to settle down and settle into some form of rhythm with their game at the moment. So for the spectators, there's a bit of oohs and ahs and the occasional exciting flashes of brilliance particular player. But until we actually get some semblance of rugby, and that's a brilliant pass by our Sports Club there. Feeds it on to the fullback, ball stolen again. Basic. Ball retained there by Zimbiru. Someone was holding onto the ball according to the ref. There was a particular incident where the throw-in was skewed and the ref did not blow, indicating that there was a skew ball, but the new rules are, if the ball is skewed and you do not contest, you play on. So a lot of coaches are still to understand the particular rule. And a penalty was awarded to Sports Club and they've opted to go for touch. Line out Harare Sports Club, and they're probably 6 or 7 meters away from the Zimbiru try line. This is their second line out in this particular territory, and they need to come out with points from this line out. Tabo said there's a high tackle there by Zimbiru. Ref playing advantage. Ball shipped to the Sports Club pod. They've retained possession. Good line speed there by Zimbiru. They're still playing. Sports Club under advantage. Nice dummy there. Nice show and go by Harare Sports Club. Still under penalty advantage. And Harare Sports Club go over for the try. The score is now read 10-0 in favor of Harare Sports Club. That looks like a big lock forward that went over and scored the try there. So the continued pressure by Harare Sports Club and continued possession, recycling of the ball, eventually resulted in Harare Sports Club crashing over for a second try of the day, and bringing the score to 10-0 with the conversion to come. And he drags it wide across the face of the post. Scoreline still remains at 10-0 in favor of Harare Sports Club.
On the way, consolidating the domination of this encounter. HSC has 10 points on the board.
And that was Ricardo attempting to go for poles and missing. So this basically, makes life a bit easier for Zimbiru. Right now, they just need to put 2 converted tries past Harare Sports Club, and they up to 14-10. But at the moment, they're down 10-0, and it's going to be a long 80 minutes for Zimbiru, because they're currently still winless in this particular tournament. Ball knocked forward there by Zimbiru. Picked up by Harare Sports Club, and he rumbles through. It's a ruck to... That pot gets the ball. They barrel through. Box kick over. Nice box kick there by Harare Sports Club. They retain the kick. Ball popped up from the ground. Good recycling. Meant to release the tackler. The penalties are piling up against Zimbiru. Indication, let's go for touch, because I think they've actually realized that it is giving some purchase. Good kick there by Ricardo. He finds touch. Player down, Zimbiru. And I think this has been a feature for the past 3 weeks, where Zimbiru have had a number of players. I think per game they've lost one player per game. So we just hope and pray that it's not a bad injury. We hope and pray that he can actually get back and actually resume this game, because this has been a lovely. This has not been an enthralling encounter, but if you are an HAC fan, you definitely will have a smile on your face. And I think, as I said earlier on, a lot of the plays taking place in the Zimbiru 22. The only time Zimbiru have actually been in Harare Sports Club 22 is the occasional kick that has gone through, which was dealt with well by the Harare Sports Club backline players. We have a break in play, allowing the medics to do their job, and the young man is back on the pitch and raring to go. Line out to the boys from the State House, Harare Sports Club. And this is what happens when you contest the ball. If it's not skewed, the ref does pick it up. And Zimbiru Titans opt for the scrum. These have been the moments where they've been able to have some sort of attacking platform. But if you're working in your 22 or just slightly out of your 22, it makes it a bit difficult to come up with any safe plays from that particular zone. So what you're doing is you're looking at getting out of your zone. This is a good counter scrum there by Harare Sports Club, but they've been blown for it. Another infringement in the scrum. And that results in a talking to. Then they're looking at the loose head in particular. He's driving up or is he angling? And if I was Zimbiru, I'll pick up on that and kind of like utilize that particular weakness in the loose head prop at the moment, the Harare Sports Club loose head prop. Quick tap there by Zimbiru. Playing under penalty advantage. There was an indication by the ref there that Zimbiru had the penalty advantage, and Harare Sports Club did not retreat back 10. But a deliberate knockdown there indicated by the ref, and there's a big shove there by Harare Sports Club. On the try line, they held short. Ball goes wide. Good defense there by Zimbiru. But ball's been retained by Harare Sports Club, and there's a knock on there by Harare Sports Club. But they're still playing under penalty advantage. They've tried to drive through. Quick tap and held up by Zimbiru. And the ref goes back to the penalty advantage again. Says you were not back 10 or you not retreated behind the line. Sports Club opt for the scrum down. I think it's a more stable platform, and they have the dominance in the scrums right now. Oh, that was a short ball there by Harare Sports Club. Another penalty. Another penalty against Zimbiru Titans. The penalty count is racking up, and if I were captain, I think I'd actually, or the ref should actually get the captain to speak to his boys, because I think the next penalty offense is going to result in a yellow card. And they're currently under the pump right now, and I think the last thing they'd want to do is to play with a man short for 10 minutes. Sports Club knock it on in the attack there, but they go back again. Penalty to Sports Club. Not bound is the call by the ref, and I said that penalty count is beginning to mount up. And that's the tap there by Harare Sports Club. He drives over. Ball held up. Brilliant defense there by Titans. I think a bit more patience by Harare Sports Club would have been the most ideal thing. And I can see Ngibo is jesting on the touchline. Ngibo happens to be the Zimbiru coach. Silly drop kick, well fielded there by... Okay, what's the call? Back again. What's the call? Okay, there's a lot happening on the pitch right now. Okay, that's a Zimbiru Titans penalty. I'm not too sure what the call is for, but there's some indication that there's something that the ref was definitely not happy about. But this gives Zimbiru Titans an opportunity to get out of their 22. And that's a lovely kick. They're just slightly 30 centimeters away from the... Okay, about 2-3 meters away from the halfway line. They're still in their half, but this is better play. Now, what they need to do is they need to make a plan, or they need to start finding their feet and retaining possession of the ball so that they can actually have an attacking platform. That's an overthrow there. Zimbiru initially picked it up and the ball was knocked in contact. Scrum down, Harare Sports Club ball. Okay, and I think... Okay, all right, the ref has had enough. The loose prop I was talking about has been given a yellow card for illegal scrumming. He's going to spend the next 10 minutes in the sin bin. And this is Zimbiru Titans' opportunity to utilize that extra man. They push up to the 10-yard. Good line speed there by Harare Sports Club. Ball still in possession. Zimbiru still in possession of the ball. Nice step there by Zimbiru. Ball shipped out wide to the wing. Part given the ball. Nice drive there by Zimbiru. I think this is the best portion of sustained play that they've actually had at the present moment. Good line speed. He was actually stationary, and that made life difficult for him. Advantage being played there by ref, slowing down play. Zimbiru still in possession. Good tackle there by Harare Sports Club. Ball sent out wide by Zimbiru. Good hands. Center crashes, but he is taken back, returned back to center. But they are still in possession of the ball. Nice line speed there by Harare Sports Club again. Right there by Harare Sports Club is looking for the box kick over the top. Well fielded by the fullback there. Good step. Releases ball. He's isolated. All they have to do is hold him up. Penalty against Harare Sports Club for a high tackle. Nice show and go there. Good step there by 9. Offloads the ball. And that's another penalty coming up. Another high tackle there by Harare Sports Club. And they've been drawn back. I think there's a penalty advantage, ref. They go back and take him back to the mark of the original offense. Tap there by Zimbiru. Crashes into that red wide wall. Ball driven. Oh, these are things that as a coach that you do not want to see. The pass was a bit on the iffy side. 10 had no way he was going to get a hold of that ball. He did try because the pass, but the ball actually came down shoeless level. Ball knocked down there by Zimbiru, and they were in a very good attacking position. Scrum down, Harare Sports Club ball. But the discipline is going out of the window, both sides, and I see the ref is having a chat with the boys from Harare Sports Club. And this is the time that Zimbiru is supposed to use the numbers advantage, something that they currently haven't done at the moment. That scrum holds. They've taken a blind. Nice offload there, and there's some serious pace to burn on the wing there for Harare Sports Club. Snagged down by Zimbiru. Big man barrels through. Attempted steal of the ball. Ball retained by Harare Sports Club. They opt to go straight down the center as forward should. 9 changes direction. Ball out wide. Brilliant run there by flanker number 7 from HSC. Failing to hold up his weight. Ball quickly taken. Sports Club on the rumble. Good continuity. They ship the ball wide. I think that's what they're being asked to do. Flank takes it in, and that's a scrum there scored by number 6. Harare Sports Club bringing that score to 15. Love in favor of Harare Sports Club. And the try scorer is Keith Karedzera. Keith Karedzera goes over for the try. Can Ricardo add the 2 points because he's already thrown away 4 points basically, and in a tight game like they had last week against all the Hararians, those points will count. And the commentator's curse. It's a successful conversion there. Scoreline is now 17-0 in favor of Harare Sports Club. Zimbiru needs to open up their account, and they need to open up their account. at least going to halftime with a couple of points on the board. The scoreline doesn't really reflect what's been happening on the pitch here, because Titans have given as good as they've gotten at the moment, and defensively they've been solid. That's a nice chip over, ball well fielded there by Zimbiru Titans. Okay, the attempted step there. Get your boots sorted out, young man. Ball ship wide. He finds good quick offloads. Nice, he needs to cut back on the field again, he does, which he does. They retain the ball, brilliant. Ball wide, they're always going back. They're always going backwards. And that's a penalty advantage for offside there by Harare Sports Club. Creeping in, last man's feet, gents. Always make sure that you stay onside. Currently a man down. Harare Sports Club have held out their own. They've actually scored a try in that current scenario. And another tap by Zimbiru Titans. I personally think that this is not working to your advantage. You'd rather play up in the opposition's half. Tackle made, release the tag. Nice. Zimbiru's moving that ball wide. Brilliant run there by Zimbiru. Nine has ample time to pick it up. Ships the ball to the big man in the center who does his job, barges through. Penalty advantage. Okay, sorry, that's a penalty to Zimbiru. And that old disease of theirs again, they've tapped the ball as they keep doing. Okay, interesting. They opt to go for poles at the moment. I think it's a wise decision. Take into consideration that they are down by a couple of points. And now there's a 60-second rule, and the ref is counting the clock. Traditional cone time boot off. Tendai Sango, the captain, has taken responsibility for the kick. For short, Harare Sports Club on the charge. They pick up, and that's the winger. Good run there by Tinashe Gweshe. Another box kick by Harare Sports Club. Oh, all right. Well, you know, that was a good box kick. Good attempt by Zimbiru to actually keep that ball in play, one. And two, try create a scenario where they can attack, but possession lost. So there were two things that happened there. There was a knock-on, and ball out of play. An overthrow there. Ball retained by Harare Sports Club. Penalty advantage to Harare Sports Club. So penalty count is way too high at the moment. Coaches need to talk to their teams about what's going on this moment. So there was a penalty advantage called there. Ball knocked down by Sports Club. He brings it back to the initial offense, where there was a high tackle by Zimbiru. Bruno, the captain, took ball up midfield and barreled his way through before being tackled. And there's a call for a scrum there by Harare Sports Club. That will give them a stable platform to attack from. Scrum down, Harare Sports Club ball. And there's 17-0 to the good. Amen break there. Tackle made by Zimbiru. Good knock there. That should be Keith. Still Sports Club ball. Bruno goes through. Nice ball retention. Ball spread wide to Ricardo. Ball went backwards there, fortunately, but ball should have stuck to hand. Sports Club still on the ball. Attempted interception there. Sports Club still on the ball. Man down. So there's been some sustained pressure by attacking pressure by Harare Sports Club, and they're making life really difficult for Zimbiru Titans at the moment. They've made life really difficult for Zimbiru Titans at the moment, and that pressure is beginning to tell. We got another man down from Zimbiru Titans. The bench has been asked to warm up, but I think this is an opportunity for players to come out, or the coaches to come, or coach to actually get his players in and speak to his players about maintaining the discipline on the field. And territorially, this game has basically been played in the Zimbiru 22, and they've occasionally gone into, or occasionally been able to push up into the Harare Sports Club half per se, and they've not been able to really effect any kind of play at the moment, because possession-wise they've not really had anything on them. Nine ships it out to his fly, inside center, cuts back in. Good tackle made there by Zimbiru. Out to 13. Horrible, 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 horrible. He dives over and actually secures play. Nine picks it up, fixes to his fullback. Support player coming in from the side. That's the call by the ref. So penalty awarded to Zimbiru. Can they clear their lines? Ball kick to touch and half time. Welcome you back to the second half of the Harare Sports Club Zimbiru game, with Harare Sports Club currently leading 17-0, and Zimbiru to kick off for us. And off we go. Nice little chip there. Ball picked up by 9. Sports Club, and he's still up on his feet. He does ship the ball out wide, gives the ball to the winger who goes past. There was a forward pass there. And that's a scrum down. Zimbiru ball. I'm joined here by a young man who I famously call him the concussion man. I think he had a record of 6 concussions. I hope I'm not selling him out. 2016. And he's now joined the referee's corps. He's part of the referee's corps as well. Solid young man, and he'll be taking you through the old Hararians and Talons game. Scrum one there by Zimbiru Titans. Horrible pass to the number 10 because there's nothing you could do about it. Good line speed there by Harare Sports Club. Tackle made by first center, inside center. Holding onto the ball. Quick tap there by Harare Sports Club. Ball ship wide, he pops that onto the pod. Big man runs through the center. Lovely tackle there by Zimbiru. Ball shipped wide to the big tight head. His tackle ball went backwards in the tackle. That's okay. that looked backwards here from from the announcer's table, but we'll trust the ref in this particular case. So he says knock on, scrum down, blue ball. That was a lung busting run by Leon, a good 10 meters off it, and he looks blown already. Nice scrumming there by Harare Sports Club, but ball still retained by Zimbiru. Ball shipped wide, good tackle there by Harare Sports Club. But ball still retained by Zimbiru. Okay, that was a charge down by Harare Sports Club. The drive through. I think ref wants to speak to his assistant ref and just. I think I think his own field decision is held up, but I think he just needs confirmation from. Okay, there's no try there. I think he's taking the knock on, I assume, but it's a scrum down, red ball. I'm getting a bit of drizzle here at Nigel Phillips. This should make the game a bit interesting, because there's a tendency when it starts raining, a lot of people fail to hold on to the ball. Good scrum feed there by Harare Sports Club. Bruno breaks wide. That was a horrible pass by the number 8 there. The idea was good, but execution was very poor. So ball flies out into touch off the hands of a red ball. So that's a scrum down. Sorry, that's a line out to Zimbiru Titans. We have been blessed by some beautiful rains here. Ball went backwards there. That surely looks like a knock there in the penalty box, but the ref has not seen that. So Zimbiru Titans have kind of like worked their way out of the try box. Big man takes ball up. Ball ship wide to that should be Tendai. Tendai did kick it out, but there's an obstruction call there by the ref. So that is a penalty kick to Harare Sports Club. It's going to be a pick and tap, something that has become a feature of international games. Leon is held up. Good defense there by Zimbiru Titans. And I think that was immature thinking by the big prop there from Harare Sports Club. Okay, it's silly. It's a game of silly decisions by your key decision makers on the pitch. I wonder what Tendai was thinking about, because he knocked the ball on dead center in front of the poles, and you've given a superior scrum the ball. So Rizzi is my resident ref. I'll be able to consult him with a bit of the decisions that are being made by the refs on the field. So when the flag hits, I can always turn around and say, no, I had one of your men here to tell me. So scrum down to, they send out wide, and that's try time, Harare Sports Club. Is it? Is it a try? Is it a try? Okay, and the AR, that's what you call you guys yourselves. That's what you guys call yourselves now?
Yes, indeed. It has to be assistant referee. Deems it a try after consultation.
Although I still wonder why you guys call yourselves assistant refs. In my books, you're going to be linesman. Old school. Anyway, that makes that makes it 22-0 in favor of Harare Sports Club, and the scoreboard keeps ticking in the right direction for the boys with the St. George's colored uniforms, Harare Sports Club, which is weird because the bulk of those boys didn't go to George's.
I have no comment.
No, that's him. He doesn't have any comments usually. Okay, and the upright connived to make sure that ball did not go over. So scoreline is 22-0. The young man has thrown away 6 points. He's missed 3 conversions.
Well, given how the game is going, you'd struggle to think it'd make any difference in the greater scheme of things because you have a one-way flow really of points. We're still to see Zimbiru Titans actually come through and show up for the fight.
Yeah, that being said, but they still got the likes of pit bulls that they're going up against, and I don't think you can afford to miss kicks like that, especially when you go up against the stronger sides. Look at what happened last week against Old Hararians.
No, understandably, you got to take all the points that are on offer, but at times you just don't show up with the right guys or the right mindset. Also considering there's a bit of a breeze blowing from the school end to the rest of the field, so that may be playing something in the kicker's mind.
We pay you to get those kicks over. Ball taken in the ruck by Zimbiru. Scrum down. Red ball. There's a lot of action. Not on the field, but there's a lot of action around.
There's everything happening here, from balls being thrown up in the air to the crowd trickling in and people warming up in the background as well. So there really is a lot going on.
And what's your opinion of the games being hosted by? And I know they're your eternal rivals. They're my eternal rivals too. The boys from Eastleigh. What's your opinion about games being hosted here?
No, you know what? I think if they're suitable hosts and if they're ready to front up to the challenge of hosting the games, I reckon they should. And fair game to them. They did try to put up an effort. So yeah, I think it's all's good, all's well that ends well. Hopefully the day ends really well with the local boys playing up against. Oh, what a solid hit!
Yeah, true. But Zimbiru have a man down. I think he did pay for the tackle that he made. So, if you remember my conversation with you last week about Zimbiru having, and that's a nice step from. Oh no! The basketball pass by the winger from Sports Club killed things. They're watching too much. They're watching way too much Fiji rugby.
That's unfortunate. He had an open lane to the corner flag. I don't know why he insisted on giving that ridiculous Sonny Bill-esque offload.
Don't bring Sonny Bill into that. He'll sue you for that particular. But that was a good break and a short try. I'm sure the coach was already jumping up and down. Coach Muha was about to do some fist pumping, and then you go knock it on.
It's great to see the Harare Sports Club boys baring their teeth, as the line suggests, and asserting the dominance at scrum time. Hopefully this scrum goes their way so they can atone for their wingers a rather interesting decision to offload.
True. Scoreboard is yet to be changed. I think scoreline is sitting at 22-0 right now. A change has been made by Zimbiru, and that's the 4th man out in 4 weeks.
That is not an impressive stat to be on the other end of.
Winger picks it up, ships it back to his 15. No, that's out his inside center. That should be a Sykes boy, if I'm not wrong. And that's a solid hit from behind. Please bring it back to the mark. That was a solid hit. Good defensive work there by Zimbiru, and they win the penalty. They decide to crash it down the center to Zimbiru, and they get the penalty advantage. Try stepping back, but he's met to traffic. They're still playing under penalty advantage, so Sports Club push up on him. That's quick, good line speed there. And that's a new advantage if I'm not wrong. They go back to the penalty advantage because no advantage was gained. Good question, Mizi. You know how we jump on you guys whenever you make mistakes. What goes through your mind when the crowd is baying for your blood?
Look, at the end of the day, whatever happens, the crowd and the players always feel they had rights to anything. And fortunately, our refs are always up to the task of adjudicating things correctly and seeing making the best decision they can given the picture they see. Isn't that number 5?
It's actually number 6.
I have to question though. It's a very interesting sort of ambitious frame of mind these guys have, where every penalty they get tapping and going, even when they're deep inside their territory. Should we not bring the leadership group up to question because it's not very ideal for them to try and play deep in the half if they can't go anywhere?
It's kind of funny that you bring that up. I think third into first half, I was asking myself, why do you keep tapping? Why do you keep tapping? And the whole, it seems like we're replaying the first half in a sense, because the bulk of the game was played in their 22. Here we're slightly moving away from the 22 to 10, but it's the same thing that they're working through. When you term leadership, I'm trying not to step on any toes. I would have looked at my bench and said, Coach, it's not working. What do we do next? But clearly, the coach is happy with them tapping the ball. The captain, Tendai, who's playing at 12, is happy with these guys tapping the ball. And they probably feel that their lineouts are not going to work. They also probably feel that the scrums are not going to work. So your next option is tap, lose the ball, concede points.
Yeah, you see it a lot. They tap a few phases after a man is isolated, the Harare Sports Club is over the ball, and really nothing gained. They got lucky, I reckon, in the last couple of phases of play, where unfortunately the HSC boys have been infringing repeatedly. Otherwise, there seems to not be a gain or any substantial gain in them deciding to tap the ball after the penalty.
So I'll put you under the spot. If you're a coach, what would you say?
I reckon it comes down to what we've conditioned the boys to do. Because awareness, at the end of the day, I'm a coach on the outside and the boys are playing. They best can see what's going on. And as a captain, perhaps, hoof the ball out, mate. Try something new, roll the dice, and see how you guys fare on the other side of the halfway.
And that's another horrible pass there. Good hands on the ball. Okay, I think he thinks he's in the NBA for some reason. Ball retained there by Harare Sports Club. And that is his short winger steps, but doesn't do much after that. Okay, coming from an outside position by Zimbiru, penalty to Harare Sports Club, and they're going to do the sensible thing, and that's go for touch. Anyway, they've been winning their lineouts and their scrums, so I'm sure it's an option that they can take without any problems.
Yeah, sure is. But at the end of the day, it still stands what I said earlier. Roll the dice at times, because if you keep doing the same thing and it keeps failing, you're not really doing yourselves any favors, because you're prone to make errors in your own half. And clearly that Harare Sports Club boys are very willing to punish you on the other side. So gain some territory and calm down a little bit more.
So it comes back to your issue of leadership. And there's a very desolate looking bench there, Zimbiru bench. They did win the line out, or they did steal that line out. And Harare Sports Club line speed is making it difficult. It is making it really difficult for Zimbiru Titans to launch any form of attack from their 22.
Interesting choice to box kick from deep in your 22. The winger regathers, offloads to the fullback, to the inside centre. Sends it out wide to the fullback. Turns on the attack, sends it to the winger, he cuts back inside and is brought. 1-2.
See just how much territory sports club has had in this particular. I think the many times Zimbiru have had the ball in promising positions. So it would really be nice if it stats. I think we'll speak to Coach Mr. Jason and ask him to provide us with the stats.
Oh, certainly we need a statistician there because in my uneducated opinion, it looks 80-20 to Harare Sports Club. And it's not, you can't really do anything if you don't have a good patch of territory in your stats column.
Ball won by Zimbiru, they line out. And they're going back to the batting ram. The number one has gone through. He seems to have driven a couple of meters out, and I think that's one of his best drives in this half. And everything is so stationary at the moment. Making life easy for sports club to actually be able to come up and push up on you.
The line speed is fantastic because they're shutting them down 5-10 meters behind the gain line and clear. Oh, there goes the winger, hands him off, tackles just shy of the line and rocks up, sets it up for the breakdown. Drives hard, scores the daughter down in the corner. Try time, Harare Sports Club.
And my big question is where's going to be? You're playing in the 22. You have an option to kick, even from open play. You have the option to kick out anyway, but you don't do it. You lose the ball, you go back 10, 15 yards. You miss the pass, ball is picked up and try is scored. As a coach, what are you going through?
Mentally, you're thinking all the time, let's get out of the danger zone, let's get out of our red zone. But clearly, there's a different mindset coming into this game, or it's the coaching philosophy as a whole.
We won't dive into that at the moment. Scoreline is 27-0 in favor of the boys from behind the State House.
They're putting an awfully presidential performance today against the Zimbiru Titans, rather.
You know, I know we're looking at this game in particular, but there's a humdinger at the end of the day today. We have Pit Bulls versus the boys from Groombridge. That's the last game today.
That is a cracker to look forward to. Pitbulls are not taking any prisoners given the last few outings, and clearly I am sure the Old Georgians boys will step up to the plate and give us a really good match to watch.
And that's a decent kick. Oh no. But the first offense was a knock on by Red, so scrum down Zimbiru ball. But as the weather has changed and the grass wet and the ball wet, the handling hasn't been really up to standards. And the first thing you then ask is, coaches, what are you guys doing out there?
We could put some focus on the coaches, but at the end of the day, I mean, just having a little dew on the grass itself really influences handling errors. Some of these errors really are enforced. So I think it comes down to player adaptability and just what mindset they're coming through to play with.
I'll take you back to South Africa's New Zealand 20 points to 18. You remember when the game changed?
Which year was this?
Dude, I'm old. I think at some point New Zealand, when South Africa were leading, then it started raining. And the tables turned because New Zealand's ball handling was just on point in wet weather. They were throwing the ball around.
No, but I think it's unfair to give that comparison given how naturally New Zealand is a lot wetter than, and we have another knock-on referee playing advantage. Let's see if it leads anywhere this time around. That line speed forcing the 23 to cut back inside to traffic.
It's a good tackle there by Harare Sports Club. Ball recycled. See if there's a penalty advantage. And they keep
There he is again, rampaging
giving
through
him
the defense.
His name happens to be Freeman, HKD boss. And he goes in again. I think this has been the second best patch of play that Zimbiru have had this whole game. And another handling error. Fortunately, they had. Fortunately, the ref was playing a penalty advantage for Zimbiru.
You never speak about these things. Remember the commentators curse? Yes, they're very prone to it. I should mention Sonny Bill yet again.
No, I'm not even going to mention it. Because I think all Zimbiru are looking at this particular point in time is points on the board. It doesn't matter whether it's 3 points, whether it's 5, whether it's 7. And that opportunity, bang, disappears again.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this was their first visit to the opposition 22.
In this particular half, yes.
How as a coach would you approach restoring their morale? Because I look at some of these boys and their body language is looking a bit worse for wear.
That's a toughie, but I think it's about what goals. It's about looking at what goals did we set prior to the game being, prior to us playing the game. What goals did we set? And if one of our goals was to make sure that the scoreboard was low, I'll have achieved my goal. Because I think Zimbiru have been on the receiving end of some horrible scorelines of late. So that is a good scoreline as we stand right now.
Compared to what it could be, for sure. The 12 strings it out to the 10. Not sure what he was thinking with that kick.
You said try anything, so I think he heard you. That's a penalty to Zimbiru.
Oh, good on you for rolling the dice, young man. If ever uneducated guess was a thing, that was that. Freeman, yet again, crashes it up. Driven back hard in the tackle. That ball looks suspiciously out to me, if you ask.
Number 16 actually just came off the bench. His name is Bright Chiruka.
Well, about time they brought in some fresher big boys to try and gain ground and make meterage.
But once again, ball's been knocked on. You've lost the momentum. It means we back into a scenario where we're now looking to defend once again. And I think, it becomes morale sapping physically. The toll takes on you. And you can't always have a scenario where you're defending, you're tackling. And a lot of these kids are now sitting at 80 kgs going up, 90s, 100s. And Bruno picks it up, ships it out wide, cuts back in. Should they have done that? Think so. Still a Sports Club ball. Finds Keith. Keith goes into contact, retains possession.
The winger hanging the touchline. Ball bounces into space.
And he gets hit, but I seriously suspect that there is a high tackle there.
And the ref does point the hand out and signal off an advantage. They are really knocking at the goal line. Hopefully they can have dividends for all the efforts. Oh, someone is in trouble here.
I remember those double blasts were never fun.
It's never a good thing.
especially when you know that you've been up to some nonsense at some point.
I love how you then feign innocence. Like, oh, ref, what did I do? What did I do?
And then the ambulance decides to park in front of us for some reason.
It's a great view, isn't it?
I think they deserve the yellow card, don't they?
Yeah, they do deserve a visit to the bin. I think I'll talk to some of my compatriots there.
And as we speak about the yellow card, a young man from Zimbiru has just been given his sin bin orders.
Go sit in the naughty boy chair as the center crashes it up down the middle, scores.
Try time got stingy there. I think he had a 2-3, he had a 4-man overlap on the outside. And had he butchered that try, you would have a lot to answer to the coach.
No, but at the end of the day, as long as we get the 5 points, if you're sure of yourself, pin your ears back or put your chin down and go to work.
I'm sure you played under Coach D'Souza.
No, I was actually under Coach Dallas and you.
Coach Dallas. Would Coach Dallas have allowed you to do that?
If it paid off, perhaps I would have gotten a...
If it didn't pay off?
That's an entirely different conversation.
And that conversion goes over. We should be sitting at 34 nil in favor of, I stand to be corrected, but 34 nil in favor of the boys from behind the State House. You know, at this point, when you're 34 down, I think that's where as a captain, you really need to come in way more than the coach does and motivate the boys. Because, like you say, body language is basically just says, you know what, guys, we've lost, so why are we even bothering? So, I think the team needs a stern talking to afterwards, or the hair dry treatment, as Jeff Mataki would put it.
The problem with that, imagine what it does for morale when, hold that thought, sends it wide, as he's got gases to burn, drops it to the boots, fails to regather.
I think game is opened up now, Reezy. Structure gone out of the window from both sides, and just do what you can do when you want to do it, and that's every coach's nightmare. So if that ball does come out, ball taken in by blue, scrum down, red ball. Fortunately, had that ball come out sports club side, I can tell you Zimbiru were in trouble on the left side of the field.
The unfortunate thing is that with this under-20 season, the phrase Zimbiru could be in trouble has become something of a cliche, because it seems every visit to the 22 Harare Sports Club have come up with something.
And Sports Club's version of the bomb squad has just come in. And as a coach or opposition coach, I'm looking across and I'm saying, okay, they're bigger than my front row, you know. So that kind of like gets you as a coach really worried.
No, and imagine, like you were referencing earlier, imagine mentally, like just psychologically, what difference it makes when you look up and you see an entirely different front row and you're squaring up for another scrum.
Sports Club ball, and the put-in is by Prosper.
you can tell these sports club boys are feeling really confident given the way they're just carrying themselves around the field.
And that's Bruno.
Suspicious looking tackle, but the ref will allow it. Oh no,
No,
he sticks the arms out.
Playing an advantage. Back in the day, it's a sports club ball, yes, but back in the day, I would have dragged the little winger across, given him a slap on the back and put him back in. That's two opportunities he's butchered.
Oh, there we go, and another yellow card is given to the Zimbiru boy.
That makes 13 on the field for Zimbiru, and as if the task is not difficult enough already.
I know 30 points is not a lot, but it's looking awfully unassailable at this point in time.
You say 30 points is not a lot? And that big lock forward barges in and he stopped dead in his tracks.
Prosper darts around. Has he scored? Yes, it seems he has.
Good try there by Prosper. That brings the score to 39-0. I'll go back to the point that you said 30 points is not a lot.
Now look, back in my day, we used to chew up those points, bring back 20, 30 points in the space of 10 minutes.
I see the concussions have added up and the brain has been knocked around quite a lot. And 30 points, young man, is a lot. Because you're looking at, this is my reckoning as a player or my thinking as a player. They've scored 30 points past us. The ref says we've still got 20 minutes to go. We have not been in the 22 for the past 60 minutes.
Gainfully, might I add.
So those 20 minutes are likely to be spent in our 22.
Under constant pressure.
So 30 points is a lot, trust me. Let's first get under the post, then we can start talking.
Maybe, just maybe.
But the kicker has it practice. He's definitely kicking practice today.
Certainly. Good for him. At least he'll be prepared coming through to next weekend. I think he took his eye off that one for a second and unfortunately knocked it on to giving away possession to Zimbiru.
And it's his second knock as well. I think in the past 10 minutes or so.
I really want
from the kickoff as well.
Well, they have identified their weak spot, and I'm sure they'll go for that every kickoff they get. And I'm sure they'll have a fair few plenty kickoffs. Speaking of scrum downs, what do you reckon about the current setup, the Harare Sports Club boys? They look very dominant and they have established it very early in the game as well.
I'd say they're dominant because Zimbiru don't have a strong pack. I doubt Sports Club would be able to do this against the likes of Old Hararians, the likes of Pitbulls, the likes of Old Georgians. So it's a situational thing right now. There's strength and they're using it wisely. If you've got a big pack, bully the other pack, and that's what they're doing.
It's surprising that we haven't really seen any mauls, given how many penalties they've gotten down in the opposition half. I'm sure at some point coaches would be saying, kick it in the corner, have a go.
Was that hit not slightly high?
Well, I'm sure it was.
That's a good share and go by Inside Centre Zimbiru, and they've actually won a penalty in the process. Ref is playing penalty advantage, but we have another man down.
It's not looking very good for the Zimbiru boys in terms of the
We're
injury
down to
count.
7 now. Are we still under penalty advantage? Not too sure. And that's a good take by Bright, but he's stopped dead in his tracks.
The open side flanker a bit too far for the pass to be shifted out, and the ref stops play owing to safety concerns.
You know, while there's a break in play, with the new rules coming in, how has that impacted the game?
No, I mean, you see it with the lower levels even, especially when you have the kicks into space, the high kicks, where now you have to clear the space and not usher anyone or protect any of the ball receivers. And I think that opens up a game quite spectacularly, especially when it comes to the defending team then coming in to clear those rucks. Certainly gives a lot more opportunity for ball retention.
And have the coaches? I know this might sound like a dumb question, but have the coaches understood the new laws? Are they aware? Okay, they probably are aware of the new laws, but have they understood the new laws?
My reckoning is that they have. You see it in the small things sometimes, especially when it comes to communication from the referee, where the boys are privy to the referee's instruction. But as with anything, suppose giving it time to actually materialize and players getting used to it, then that will become a determining factor in whether or not the coaches are doing a good job.
Oh, and I believe there's another law change coming in. What I've noticed mostly with games being played overseas, before the box kick, there tends to be a blocker. I stumbled upon a video on YouTube and they said that there's a law coming in where on the ban that's blocker. Has it cascaded down to Zim yet, or it's still in its trial stages?
As with anything, once the regulation is passed, then it cascades down to every other refereeing society in the world. But I think it presents a lot of interesting changes, and players' adaptability is always a key in assessing a lot of these rule changes. It's just unfortunate that sometimes World Rugby gives us a lot at a time and not enough time to get used to certain things before we start penalising them.
Well, interesting times, especially for us old Madalas. It only gives us ammunition to jump on the refs and say, "What are you doing?" And then you go back and say, "Oh, okay, you was right." I see an old man. He's definitely an old man. The heritage headmaster is here, Chris Mike. He's under the tent. So rugby brings everyone, rugby brings people together. I think it's a small community, so you know who's who in the zoo. And you're not guaranteed that if you don't see some chap for next 2 weeks, you're all going to start asking questions. What happened to? So, guys, come out to rugby. Come make friends, because you never know when you're in trouble. You're going to need those heavies to come and help you out.
Just be sure to be friends with the front rower. Save you a lot of trouble.
Scrum down to Zimbiru Titans.
And that sports club again tries to assert dominance.
And there's the knock again. I think his intention was to dummy for when he should have just shipped the ball. And that is the game over. Final score, we might stand to be corrected, but should be 37-0 in favor of Zimbiru. Rizi, it's been great having you here. Your insights into the confusing world of officiating, and it's been awesome working with you. Our next game up is going to be Old Arabians versus Talents, and I'm sure the young referee will take you through that game.